Okay, so we're going to replace some shoulders and seams and other parts. And these are the tools that I'm going to use. So we have the needle, a rather small one. You're trying to get into some places that can be difficult to reach. You don't need to create a big hole, so we're using a smaller, shorter needle. We have the seam ripper, so this is to get out the old repairs, sometimes your own if you need to replace them. And then we have, of course, the thread. I'm using just basically what I call flesh tone for most of the kids. I do have a darker color for the AA kids, and some of the other kids can take slightly different shades, but for the most part this works for most of them. And then of course my scissors to cut off the bits and pieces and whatnot, and that's all you need. Okay, so it's not very often you're going to have to repair the nether regions of your doll. However, it does happen that these stitches come out. This particular young lady has got quite an issue. So we're going to be repairing quite a big section. Typically the repair isn't this extensive, but this will be a good one to show everybody, because if you do get something this extensive or even smaller, you should be able to handle it. Once again, so this is the front side. That's what it looks like. Well, sorry, the back side. And then this is what it looks like from the front. So not a repair I want to leave. So I'm going to use the seam ripper here. Where'd it go? Seam ripper. And I'm going to take it out, and then we're going to put her back together. Okay, so here she is. She's all ready to get sewn up. She's got a bit of a problem. Once again, I'm doing this my way. If you would like to do it a different way, go right ahead. Maybe this might give you some suggestions to work from. So first of all, we have to remember that the legs attach quite a bit like the arms. So if you're looking for a little bit more detail on how that works, you don't quite get it here, feel free to watch the video on the shoulder and arm repair. But basically, we have to put them back in. We can't do one side then the other. It has to be sewn in together. So, like the arm, we're going to start by we have to follow the sewing line. So this is where the actual sewing goes. So we're going to put it through the edge there. Then we have to figure out where it connected here. And just based on looking at it, there's there's a thing there. I think that's sort of where the two met. So I'm going to go through the edge there. And then back through where I put it through on the leg. And lastly, I've got to put it through the crotch area where I think it connected. And just based on how it's stretched, I think it's pretty much going to where they connect. So I'm going to go right back to here. All right, so that's, and then when I pull it, I want to make sure that the fabric that's supposed to be inside is inside. Okay, I think that's a pretty good connection. I'm going to go back through all three again, just to give it a bit more strength. All right, and I want to make sure that the fabric is inside where it's supposed to be. Okay, so basically that's got us all, oh, maybe not, hold on, what happened there? One of my things didn't pull right, but I think I can work with that. All right, sorry, I'm working around the camera here. This is really awkward. All right, so like the arm, we're going to I'm actually going to go up and start working up at this end and work my way toward the middle. I think that'll be a little bit less awkward. So I'm going to go up to the end here. And I'm going to go across over the top and come out just on the other side of the fold. Then go back over the, then I'm going to go back over the fold and come out on the other side just under the fold. So you're kind of weaving back and forth over the fold, through the fold on the other side, over the fold, and then make sure you're coming out the others. Oops. Sorry guys. Trying to keep it so you can see this. Through the fold, and then coming out on the other side. Now sometimes if you don't come out on the other side at the fold, you might have to poke it through a little bit, like specifically after you take the needle through. Now that I've got some stitching done there, I'm going to take that other piece out of the way and get rid of it because it's getting in the way. I just wanted to make sure it was secure before I took it away. Whoop. Don't cut your own thread, just the one you want to cut. This is a very awkward procedure, so I apologize. This is awkward no matter how you do it. Okay, then again, back over, and then coming out on the other side just below the flap, back over. And this is just going to involve a lot of back and forth, back over the flap, coming out on the other side at the flap. You get the idea. Okay, so we have one leg done. You can see it's sewed there. The next one, we're going to do exactly the same thing, so treat it like an arm. So I'm going to go through the leg portion first. Again, this makes sure that the knot, as you can see here, is going to be inside the doll. I am then going to, now it looks to me like there's actually a sew line here, so I'm going to try and pick up that sew line. Now let's just see here, maybe about here. Gone through that side, so then I go back through the leg like I would have before. There we go. And now I'm going to go to the front and find the where it goes together, so right where it comes together. And then once again, we have to make sure that when we pull it tight, that we're going, that all of the fabric is where it's supposed to be. Sorry guys, this is probably really sickening to watch, but so I've gone back and forth through it twice. Let's make sure it's going to pull. Okay, so now I'm going to go back, whoops, sorry, through the whole sorry, this is very awkward around the camera. Okay, normally I would do this all at one go, but I'm gonna have to put it through. Come on. Oop. Just cut my finger. Lost my needle there. Okay. So, got that. Sorry guys, I had to rethread my needle. Okay, so at this point, you've got two choices. You can sew down the leg, the way we did the other one, or you can sew the butt crack seam, for lack of a better term. If the doll has no bum stitch, this is much easier to do. When they do have a bum stitch, if you have a curved needle, one that's like a U shape, that can make that spot easier. So I think I'm going to come back and try it with that, but I will try it with this for right now just to show you what it looks like. So basically at this point you're just trying to catch, again, a little bit of the fabric, and it's getting the rest of the fabric out of the way. In this case, a smaller needle is definitely better. It won't be in the way as much. And catching a little bit, keeping the needle out of the way, pulling it together. Now, you can also start at the other end. I probably should have done that. Keeping in mind this is not something you have to do very frequently. So I'm just going up the bum. You don't have to go all the way. It's not going to come undone at some point given what you're doing. So just go up as much as you feel is safe. So I'm pretty sure that's not going to come undone. So I'm going to take the needle and run it back down to where I need it to be. And now it's time to make sure that that's in. Whoop. That fabric should be in. So when I go through, I need to go through at the stitch line, which is actually way up here. So make sure, see, you're going through at the stitch line. And you come out the other side. Again, make sure you're at the stitch line, not maybe where it thinks to come out. And go, sorry guys, this is really awkward, back through at the stitch line to come out at the front at the stitch line where you want it, and then back through just the top of the fold of fabric. Then again, back through the stitch line, put the leg over, back at the ridge of where the where the sewing was. And then back over the ridge. Make sure it's coming through where you want it to, which it is, and I'm going to have to go down and pull that up. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way down to the end, which I'm not going to show you because this is getting really awkward, but basically that's what you're doing. See me at the end. All right, so now I just need to tie it off. There's really nowhere good to put the knot for this. So wherever you choose to put it, just go for it. I'm going to tie it off right here. Because that seems to make the most sense. And, all right. Once again, dolls make great pincushions. All right, so there you go. So there's the bottom side and the front side. I hope that helped a little bit. If you do have any additional questions, please let me know. I realize this video is probably really hard to watch. Doing this close to a camera is a skill I am not yet a master at. Okay, thank you very much.